Big dogs. We are. You want to say it?
Bike.
What's There's a Y in it. We're bike.
Bike.
Like a bicycle. Like you're a child. And we have a very special stream today with three of my very good friends, Mr. Peter Overzet, Mr. Josh Norris, Mr. Hayden Winks of the Underdog Fantasy team. First and foremost, please go subscribe to their YouTube channel.
Thank you.
It is one.
Thank you.
Don't cut me off. It is wonderful content. They are pushing some of the best content in the fantasy industry right now, and we need them to grow over there so y'all can dominate your best ball drafts. Today we are doing a full 2022 best ball draft on the Underdog platform. Let me tweet out the link. What is going on here? We're gonna do 12 teams, the full thing. Me and Pete are gonna be drafting in the draft together against each other. We will be using these two wonderful gentlemen as consultants.
Yes.
Or you guys could just like grade or
rate.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm not paying you. No, Underdog will. Yeah. They will be grading our drafts. They will be yelling at us. They will. I don't know. They could do whatever they want to do. So yeah, that's what we got going on today.
Rookies included.
Yeah.
Rookies. I'm doing a full rookie draft. Yeah. Only rookies today.
Everyone. What's kind of unique about this draft is everyone actually has a 1 in 11 chance of winning because Jack Settlement is actually
is napping and drafting at the same time.
Yes, Jack is somewhere in the house. He went to the Bieber fucking party last night in LA.
He almost got shot. Did you see that? Kodak Black. There was a shooting after the Bieber concert last night. So
really,
he finds shootings humorous.
Well, we have a survivor.
Oh,
we got audio issues. Par for the fucking course on the channel. All right, yeah, so we're out in LA for the Super Bowl weekend. Audio, Don't worry, we got an audio guy on this.
Lakers 12. I see Jersey. The entire state has logged into this draft.
Audio bike.
We have DJ Cruz on the 1s and 2s.
Hello. They keep saying, but are you guys a bunch of fucking bees?
We are.
There's latency on this stream, so they won't be able to tell us for another like 12 seconds.
Jay Winchester in the house.
I feel like Pete's talking and they might not be able to hear him.
No, it's coming through. I think there might still just be a lot of buzz going on.
FTB rolling through.
The aliens are here. Good
we need
take.
One more to start.
How about now? It's buzzing. The boys are buzzing? Is that a compliment?
Dylan David Lee wraps us up. Draft starting soon.
Okay. Let's get the link.
All right.
Oh shit, the draft about to start.
Jack got 1-2. I have 1-4. Nick is 1-8.
What do we got? We got Snapback Jack at 1-2. We've got Mr. Pete. Wow, you have the shield.
Yeah. We don't mess with
That means you lost a lot of money on the platform.
Thank you.
I got a lot of problems, and a 1099 is one of them.
I'm sitting at the 108. Have you done a lot of 20? Jersey 101. Jonathan Taylor. He's got to be unanimous
Do you
this
think
year, right?
Jack times out on pick 2 or?
No, he comes in with something electric. I can feel it.
If I don't get Cooper Kupp falling to me, I mean, we can't be in a BDGE draft where someone takes Cooper Kupp over Derrick Henry. I mean, it'll destroy the brand.
I don't know, dude. I knew he was going to go Eckler. He had an Instagram post with Eckler put Jack up on his Instagram story yesterday.
It's a solid reason.
It's a
solid reason to draft him.
This guy's hanging out with
Derrick Henry does go, so I get to choose between
Bieber and Eckler.
Kupp. But, geez, I'm going to take McCaffrey.
Hayden, how do you feel about CMC going all the way to 4?
I think he can be 101. I wouldn't be surprised if he's a 101. Really? Yeah.
I think JT will take that in like 75% of drafts.
Have you seen McCaffrey in the pool with the weights?
We wanted to reenact that, but we just don't have the camera equipment to do it here.
Next year.
6 foot pool.
Always improving. Wow, 5. This is a BDG draft if I've ever seen one. We've got 5 running backs off the rip. Jamar Chase, the wide receiver 1 over Cup. Is Cup about to fall to me at 1?
No
8?
way.
Fuck.
Wow. Yeah, Cup at 1.7 is nice.
Do I do something crazy here?
Please.
What's Hayden? Is Melvin Gordon going to resign or no?
Should ask him
He
yesterday.
wants to.
Radio Row.
Oh, did you have sources?
No. He was over there, though.
Who?
Looking
Melvin?
unhappy. Melvin Gordon.
Really?
Yeah. He's a very nice guy.
Unhappy Melvin Gordon means happy Javonte Williams. 108 Javonte.
There you go. That's
So yeah, he's going a little late. I think it's just the little bit of the risk of the unknown of Melvin Gordon's situation baked in there. But as soon as Melvin's gone, sky's the limit for Mr. J. Will.
Melvin Gordon was one of the most disrespected players of 2021.
Absolutely.
Just every single week.
No more
logging on
buzzing.
to
Let's
Twitter.
fucking go.
Javonte season. And Gordon was good.
Audio good now. Let's go.
Well done. Well done, Gamby and Luke.
How are we feeling about
Thank you.
my Javonte pick, people?
Nick, do you need Aaron Rodgers to cruise to draft Javonte in round 1, or is it just Melvin gone? And it can
Nah.
be Teddy Bridgewater.
Yo, they could run back Drew Lock and I'm straight with Javonte
Ooh.
Williams. That's
All right.
Don't quote me on that. I won't do that. I just can't imagine the QB situation being any worse. I'd be fine even if they took a rookie quarterback. Like I like Kenny Pickett a lot, so if they have him under center, he's like an upgraded version of Drew Lock. It's fine with me as long as it's actually not Drew Lock. I'll be okay.
Speaking of the Broncos, shout out Animal. Thoughts and prayers.
I mean, you can pray for him if you want. Prayer won't help that man. But yes, Animal is missed. I wish he was here. Did you make your? Oh no, you didn't make your second pick.
How do we feel about Antonio Gibson at the 2-1? Because to me,
A little stinky.
I don't love that.
a little suspect. I love Antonio Gibson, but I don't think we are ever going to get the wish casting coming true of this guy's going to get 60 receptions in the season.
DG Laker getting the Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams start.
So I'm
That's
sitting here at
not easy to
2.5.
do.
Yeah, that's not going to be duplicated too often.
Wow, we really don't like Alvin Kamara, huh? I'm gonna take him at the 2.5.
Promo code Alvin.
That feels a little. Outside of the legal issues, which he might be
This
in.
is your stream, not my
Might
stream.
be in for life. We don't know. I'm gonna take that. We're picking some risky running backs right now, but I think the upside is there. So we went Javonte, Alvin Kamara. I mean, I feel like Alvin should be a top 10 pick next year. We don't know what the quarterback situation is, but I feel like he'll be fine regardless.
Yeah, Tehran is a free agent at left tackle, but still, no matter what, that's going to be a top 5 unit.
Yeah.
In 2022.
There's a lot of unknowns there, I guess, with the head coach. Who?
It's Dennis Allen now, so the defensive guy, and they might keep the same co-OC. Like he wasn't the play caller, but he at least has worked there in the past.
Okay.
But there's also some rumblings that it could be Eric Bieniemy that they snipe over from Kansas City because he's out of contract. Because if he might want to call plays.
Ooh, interesting.
Thanks.
Put him in the Clyde Edwards-Helaire role. We love that.
Would we love that?
We wouldn't love that.
It's like, Hayden, how dare you? All right, Pete. Oh, you went with Diggs there?
Yeah, he's definitely fallen.
He is.
I love that at 2.9.
Diggs is like, it's tough to get a read. He just feels like a floor play now. Like after what transpired this year, he just didn't have those peak games.
I think we might have seen the two ends of the spectrum with him, right, in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And, obviously 2021 was a big disappointment when he was being drafted like the 107, 108. But at the end of round 2, if you get 17 games out of him.
Well, Hayden, I'd love for you to speak on that pick after Diggs because Pete's going to be upset he can't correlate the stack there with the Diggs Allen. Allen just went at 210. And a lot of people are going to say that's nutty because on quarterback leagues, we can't be drafting quarterbacks that high. However, if we've run the data, if we've chopped up the numbers, I haven't personally done that. Hayden has made the fire burn. Tell us a little bit about Josh Allen and how valuable he actually is in best ball drafts.
Well, the interesting thing for this year is Steph Diggs and Allen are at the 2-3 turn. So it's going to be like stack city the entire time. I was looking at just because half PPR, underdog, half PPR. Running backs are worth a little bit less. Wide receivers worth a little bit less. But we haven't changed the quarterback scoring at all. And I think that they're going too late compared to full PPR formats. And I think that we're learning that like the top 10, 12 guys are like the premier guys. And finding out that Lamar Jackson round 16, just like, I'm not sure if it's going to happen. Like maybe Malik Willis, if we get to that, something like that could happen. But I think for the most part, it's going to be pretty hard to beat Josh Allen. We know he's good, fast paced. They pass the ball.
You said he was like based on the numbers, one of the most valuable, if not the
top 10
top 10 most valuable, like best ball pick
it was
of
like
last year.
7 of the top like 25 players were quarterbacks.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
Before Pete picks, I did want to talk about Jack's selection of J.K. Dobbins at the 3-2 because that is a player we know nothing about from the last year. We know obviously the Ravens have one of the best rushing attacks, but it's not just him who missed the entire year. It's also Gus Edwards, who they previously gave a new contract to as well. I have no idea what to do with J.K. Dobbins.
It's the 3-2 seems a little bit early for me based on what we don't know right now. There's a lot of things that can go sideways here. If he's a little bit behind on his recovery, if Gus Edwards is ahead on his recovery.
I was so hyped for Gus.
Yeah.
Same. He was going to be fun to watch this year.
I think Gus is too cheap, relative to where Dobbins is going.
Yeah. What I did kind of like last year is that we saw the running backs start to get targeted way more. Like Devonta Freeman was a big part of that passing game. So it's like, hopefully we see that translate over to a J.K. Dobbins. Never fucking know. But I don't know. The offense looked a little shoddy last year in terms of the run game, the offensive line, and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, here's the other one.
ETN.
I mean, I love these early drafts because, again, these are players that we know nothing about that now we have to project where they're going to go. Travis Etienne at the 306 because the role that he was drafted for under Urban Meyer is just going to be probably a totally different role that he now is going to have under Doug Peterson because he was the only one in that offense in Jacksonville that was going to add juice. And James Robinson is a legit every down running back.
Well, James Robinson tore his Achilles.
Correct. So is he going to miss, is he on the Cam Akers pathway to recovery? Like, how many weeks is that going to be out? Does that mean Travis Etienne under Doug Peterson is just going to be a same old running back?
I like Travis Etienne way more this year than I did last year.
Yep.
I think he's going to be a very, very good pick this year in drafts in the 3rd and 4th round. Brett's at the door if someone can go grab him.
Yeah, he's been going in the mid to late 5th in the big board drafts, though. So
he'll go way higher.
I think you can, in these drafts, you can probably wait on him a little bit more than whoever.
Hayden, how do you feel about Jalen Waddle at end of round 3 territory now with Mike McDaniel?
That's
not Debo. He's not Debo.
Yeah, I don't think. He's just not built like that. It's weird. That entire low end wide receiver 1 group, I don't really love them. I feel like Jalen Waddle is probably the wide receiver 12. But I don't feel that great about it.
Do you kind of feel like I don't want to say he hit his ceiling this year, but they didn't really use him in an explosive way that it just, a lot of his fantasy production was just so not replacement, but
there's some differences between Mike McDaniel and the offense that they ran last year. Offense they ran last year was a lot of speed outs, slants, quick stuff, RPO based, right? Obviously, the 49ers offense was all about Jimmy hitting, let's say, tight window throws, like spot throws over the middle of the field. What's up, Brett? Good to see you, man.
How's it going?
wow.
So there's going to be a lot of comparisons to Tua and Jimmy, and I would actually say their strengths are different. But the one area I think Jalen Waddle can explode in is we barely saw him stick his head down, stride out for really long explosive gains, and that's what his game was at Alabama. So maybe if we get 5 or 6 more of those high variance stuff that you can't predict, but he has the tools to be able to do that.
And Elijah Mitchell, I took him in the 3rd. I have him pegged as a top 15 back next year. I think we saw everything we need to know that Shanahan's in love with this dude.
Yeah.
Right? So I went 3 running backs off the rip. I might just T. Higgins was sitting there at the 4-5.
Overzet might slap you for that.
What, three ribs?
Running backs a little
No,
early?
I'm sweating.
He's in awe of my team right now. He hasn't said a word in 10 minutes.
No, I love the T. Higgins pick there.
Yeah, you fucking do it.
Yeah,
what's your team looking like?
I mean, real quick, Elijah Mitchell, he was 32nd in better and best ball points, which is points over replacement last year. And I mean, he's being drafted way later than that.
Not that I'm worried about the other players on their team to begin with, but Hasty, Wilson,
I believe
they're all free agents.
Yeah, I believe Eli and Trey Sermon are the only under contract backs next year.
Yeah, I loved Trey Sermon going into last year. Very embarrassed.
We're not going to talk about that.
I'll still trade for him in Dynasty.
I still have no clue what happened in the week of closed practices to the media in between when Trey Sermon was getting starter carries and then Eli Mitchell goes out. And
49ers beat reporters, man.
It's not their fault, to be honest.
Oh, it's their fault. Who else was
who else
was asking the wrong question?
One job.
Brandon Ayuk was literally not playing for the first month, and we had no idea.
That's true. That's true.
Nonsense. Pete, what do you
Sure,
got
good.
going on?
I
team?
got sniped on Darren Waller. I was hoping he'd fall to me there at 4-9. I was pretty excited about that. DJ Cruz nabbed him. So I took Terry McLaurin, who
You have a pretty sexy
Wow.
team.
So looking at ADPs, again, this is the first time I've looked at them.
Yeah.
Elijah Moore, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Devontae Smith are all going back-to-back, and they're sandwiched between Tyler Lockett and Chris Godwin and Michael Pittman. Yeah. I mean, those are some really proven players.
Yep.
And then 3, second-year wide receivers. All great.
Man, the dead zone running back spot right here is real. It's the Jacobses, the Singletaries, Harris, Carters,
No.
Fournettes.
The player I get really excited for is Michael Carter. Like he has, and
Yeah.
he has been typecast in this way, even at UNC, like airback, space back size. But he is so good between the
I
tackles.
love
with
that.
his
You got any
vision.
more synonyms there? Airback, space
I'm
back,
going to throw out
Yeah,
more.
what's an airbag?
floater back,
Web back.
gravity back.
Michael Carter's awesome. Like he is a legit between the tackles runner with explosive speed and great vision.
Snapback
Alright.
Jack with the Jameson Williams
What?
on the torn ACL.
Look at Cam Akers, Dobbins,
75
Jameson.
picks ahead of ADP.
Jack, you're gonna have a combined total of 2 fucking healthy knees between your 16-man roster.
All right,
I bet he met Jameson Williams last night, and this is why he drafted him.
Check his story.
Josh, make this pick for me. One
Okay.
of the wide receivers at the top.
Oh, man.
Dude, pick a running back.
No, I already drafted one who literally can breathe underwater.
We have seen Chris Godwin be
9 seconds, Josh.
Chris Godwin.
And is he going to be a buck?
Oh, fair. Oh, man. Too many variables at this moment. I mean, we've seen Chris Godwin be reliable with every single quarterback he's ever been with. Every single one.
There's no way we can grab Godwin without Brady.
No?
I don't think so. Not
Really?
not with a premium pick.
But how premium is it in comparison to like all these other ones around him? They all have questions.
Did you
they
rug
all
me,
have
man?
questions. Sorry.
I let you do a pick, and
No.
you just added a dust ball to my team.
When you max out by, surpassing the other 11 opponents here, I'll be in your DMs.
There's a lot of good ball players still on the draft list right now.
Yeah.
I'm enticed to take some of these high upside rookies like Elijah Moore here. Amon-Ra. Man, I wish Michael Pittman's situation was a little more stable.
There was 1 week where Elijah Moore was basically running every single route underneath the sun, but the rest of the time, that Jets offense was like so miserable.
I ended up going with the stack. Took Burrow there, so I got Burrow and Higgins together. Like how high is too high on Burrow next year in the quarterback rankings?
He's like the consensus 4 right now. I think he
Is
leads
4?
Kyler and Lamar and maybe Herbert.
I don't think I could pull the trigger on him over Kyler next year for fantasy. I only did that because I literally just lied and I just exactly did that, but only because I had Higgins. Whatever.
So if you were to stack 2 quarterbacks together in the middle rounds when you get to, well, I'll wait for that question, but round like 9, 10, because I was loving doing that last year with Matthew Stafford and Tom Brady.
It's almost like you have to look at the weapons around him too to know
Good offenses.
What you
Invest
could
in good
do.
offenses.
Yeah.
So simple.
You think I'm
Too
not getting
simple.
the Trey Lance, Trey Sermon stack in this draft?
I hear
You
you.
think I'm not
Trey
fucking
Sermon's going way too late. I'm back.
around? I'm back, baby. What do we got going on?
Running backs are flying off the shelf.
Is this slightly different than your drafts, Pete?
Yeah, I'm like, I guess Brees Hall,
You're flustered.
Damian Harris, Singletary are best available by ADP right now.
Nick, you've been grinding the rookies, running backs. Brees Hall.
Brees is my guy.
That's your guy.
Yeah, he's just so wholesome when he runs, man. He's not like my comp for him, not size wise, was Aaron Jones, where he's not super flashy, but you just can't tackle him. He does everything super well, plays all 3 downs. But Brees Hall is also like 6'1", 215, 220.
How many tight ends should we care about?
Maybe one. I'll go Kyle Pitts, and then outside of that, I don't really care about him.
Nobody else.
Yeah, I mean, they just don't score enough points.
Second round Pitts
for best ball. There is a point where every single tight end is replaceable. Like, and if you don't have one of those top 3 or 4 names, then if you have just 2 out there, that a 6-pointer versus a 7-pointer that 2/3 of your league is dealing with, like, it's all just replacing.
I feel like I'm gonna do like a lot of like Dawson Knox, and then like wait to like round 16, 17, and like forget it. And if I lose points on tight ends, whatever.
Chris Herndon.
Well, and now
it's his year.
Now with things bumping to 20 rounds, like that would have opened up the doors more for Pat Fryermuth and Dalton Schultz of last year and the Dawson Knoxes of last year.
Wait, these are 20 rounds now?
Yes.
Huge L. No,
7 minutes of streaming.
I don't have that kind of stamina.
Trust
the rest
me,
of your
the
life.
streamers are feeling these extra 2 rounds.
Yeah, wait, hold on. Why did y'all not consult that with us? Shit. Honestly, I just want to go back real quick to my Joe Burrow pick, just being an extremely sharp pick. But Joe Burrow's also on the Underdog pick'em slip right now for the Super Bowl at 1 passing yard. Now, I know Josh went ahead and used that slip to take the under. You want to tell us
No, I did
your
not
thought
take
process?
the under on that one.
Yeah,
But Joe Burrow.
We saw. Sam showed us your account. We saw what you did. He's on there for 1 passing yard right now, so lock that in, obviously.
It's a free square. So if you do 5 picks, it basically bumps it down to 4. If you do 4 picks, it basically bumps it down to 3. My way of always treating these special lines is to couple it with one.
Take the over 1 yard.
Well, yes, but coupling it with the one other pick that I feel most confident in, and then so it basically just converts it to a pick 1. Right?
What are your favorite, or what is your one favorite pick for the Super Bowl tomorrow?
Something with Sony Michel, either longest run or Sony Michel on rushing attempts, which I think is at 5.5 right now. I really think. Well,
you think Darrell Henderson's not going to play a role, really?
No, and I also believe if the Rams want to run the ball, they're just going to easily be able to run the ball, and the Chiefs 100% would have won that game if they had just stuck with the 10 for 81 rushing yards that they had in the first half. I mean, the longest runs out there for Sony are pretty good too.
Yeah. So. Yeah, Sony's looked good this year, man.
Whenever, and Hayden has brought this stuff up, like whenever teams do power running or extra blockers out there against the Bengals, they have no answer. They're like 31st in EPA against it. And the Rams, there was a portion of the season, remember when Darrell Henderson went down, that they went back to their back pocket of, we're going to bring extra offensive linemen, extra tight end out there and like get things going with Sony. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see that for a handful of series.
Hayden, I'm using you as a lifeline right now, consultancy wise. So I took Burrow in the 5th. Now I took Goddard, and I'm thinking about going Jalen Hurts here. Is 5th and 7th round too early for 2 quarterbacks, or do you think that's?
I think it's viable. I think it's viable. And I think
say less,
especially because the 20 rounds, people are going to be doing the third quarterback way more. I think like last year was like
true.
50% of the drafts were 3 quarterbacks. Like this year's probably gonna be like 90. So I think you're already gonna like be able to differentiate.
Yeah. Also tomorrow, pregame Super Bowl. You heard Josh's rip off 92 facts that like went outside of my brain there. But we'll be doing a very long pregame stream for the Super Bowl tomorrow. What do we have like on tap for that?
It's pregaming the Super Bowl 56 pregame. So we'll be on live. I believe it's 2:00 Eastern, 11 o'clock Pacific. Specifically for drinking. That's what we will be doing
Love
all
that.
day.
We're going to have people calling in
from a whole bunch of friends that we have. We're just be hanging out here. Super casual. Just put it up on your phone, iPad, TV while you're getting ready for your party. If you're drinking on Sunday morning, we'll be here and hanging out.
Hell yeah. So that's going to be on the Underdog Fantasy YouTube channel. It's the first link in the description down there. Pete, where do we go here?
I would just kind of appreciate if you and your boys would stop drafting quarterbacks and running backs.
We know what we're doing. We take the correlation and we make it an edge.
For me? Any of them for me?
What do you mean? Ramondre and Cordarrelle are sitting there.
This is your chance, Pete, to
The
start
Brees
with.
Hall snipe was stung.
Oh.
I
Start with
messed
8
him up.
wide receivers and see how that turns out.
Well, I
It's
am
a
about
testing
to.
period.
I have no choice.
You always have a choice. It's not like running back.
Do you see the board? These people are sick. And I want it. Hurts was who I was going to take next, and then Nick has to get his second top 6 QB in the first 3 rounds.
Overzet. The next pick after yours was Fournette. What is the point where you are drafting Fournette? Because he's now like what in the 70s or 80s every draft.
Yeah.
He was started out like in the 30s.
I think for me, still more like round 10, 11 would be where I would
About
consider.
$110. Is
Yeah.
where you feel good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You could have gone CPAT, beginning of eighth round. Why not?
I'm going to be forced to take another
There
wide
you go.
receiver
CPAT
here.
just went off.
Yep.
Jerry Judy.
Or actually, we might need to get a QB. We might need to stop messing around.
Have you felt the 20 rounds with the quarterbacks late? Like, does like quarterback 18 fly off a little earlier now?
Yeah. Although I do feel like it's a little more barbelled where the top guys go pretty
More.
early and then like some of the dust balls are still hanging around late. Like Drew Lock's not even getting drafted and he's still probably the best odds to be the Broncos starting quarterback.
Do you mind if I use that term? I feel like barbelled is very far underutilized in the best ball community.
Go for it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I barbell my quarterbacks. I should have known. I do laundry on vacation after 3 days. You knew I was going heavy on the quarterbacks.
Nicholas Redmond's doing barbells somewhere right now as well.
You know he's watching us on the Stairmaster.
Yeah.
I took Gabe Davis, 8'5".
Yeah, that was a point of conversation. We're going to have a fun video on the Underdog Fantasy channel next week where we guess ADPs blindly because I decided to do no work heading into this weekend. Gabriel Davis, I am shocked that actually he's even being able to stay on the board around pick 89. I thought there'd be more of a fantasy freak out around that performance that he put out there because I think people were just waiting on him to explode. And he did it in like the biggest way possible.
Yeah.
All right, Josh. Should we take
We're
Stafford
doing a
or
running
Wilson?
back.
Which running back?
Now you're just take Stafford, man.
I don't mind.
mean,
I don't mind.
Yeah, take Stafford
We
because
need a
the rest,
quarterback.
like, we don't know where Russ is going. Justin Fields didn't get a.
Oh no,
Brian Daboll.
we're back on Justin.
We
Fields.
are.
Yeah.
are.
You guys are in?
Had to be.
Do you?
But I think
Did you watch Olave and Garrett Wilson? Like, have you done that yet?
Fair.
When I was watching them, I was like,
fuck.
Justin Fields
was
was
awesome.
balling.
Yeah, he was very
Balling.
good. I wanted, you know what? I thought about
Tony.
taking Tony at the 8'5" there.
Damn, there's so many wide receivers.
Dude, you're just not going to find
There's
a
so many
receiver
wide
with
receivers.
the type of upside.
Oh.
Are you guys in on Tony?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like he's a smash in the 8th, 9th round.
Oh, yeah.
He'll be like a 6th round, 5th round pick, I feel like, by
As
the time.
soon as he got on the field, he was eviscerating everyone from every single alignment. He just moved differently than everyone else.
Would
So
you
now
say
you
he's
get
just
Daboll.
built different?
Just moves different.
Just built
Now he
different.
gets Daboll.
Yeah, dude, like,
I feel like the only person who can stop Kadarius Toney is Kadarius Toney. As like
100%. But
narrative based.
to be
as that
fair,
I feel
is.
like
It was a
people-
scouting report on
Yeah,
him
people in his
directly.
life probably say that quote.
to be
to
fair,
him
there's
so
like a
many
really
times.
high chance he does that. Though. Yeah, could you look at the rest of the board, like Woods, Bateman, Robinson, Sutton, Juju? There's not a lick of upside. in
What I
any of these
need
guys.
to pull up is I went on this streak and
pull up.
Pete knows this of advocating for AJ Green when he was around 18 selection. That paid off.
Oh, I was in on AJ Green
Right.
last year too.
And then I
Let's go.
pivoted off of that to when he moved up to round 13 or 14 over to Kadarius Toney as my round 18 selection. And the mentions, I need to pull them up because they acted like he couldn't play football. The dude's awesome.
Well, that's Dynasty Twitter for you.
He's so good.
They all just be like, "Oh, breakout age." Let me just yell about it for the next fucking 6 months.
All right,
It's so
Josh. Should I try to just grab my second quarterback with Russ and hope he's paired with DK?
good. Dude.
Why not
Or-
Bobby
or Fields.
Trees after
Yourself.
Stafford?
Why not Justin Fields?
Bobby Trees with Stafford?
You think he's going to be fine?
Yeah, you
Bobby
get the
Trees?
double of that, right? Like you get the really high upside of Justin Fields if they really unleash him running the football because you know what Stafford's giving you, man. You know what Stafford's
We
giving
just had a
you.
punk sell for 8,000 ETH, 23 mil. Is that money laundering?
Goodness. I forget which guy had that one.
You know the people who have these?
Well, there's only a few of the aliens, so there's only a couple of the owners.
Okay, Pete.
I've never seen this mic technique, Pete, of resting it on your chest.
Well, Nick had his coming up through his, yeah.
It's my stream.
Audio.
So, yeah, I did end up, I didn't realize I could get my little stack there with Woods. I doubt Fields will fall to me, though, in the 10th.
Robert Woods has been going around media row this week,
Really?
which I think is pretty cool. Gus Edwards at running back 43 is incredibly low.
Yeah, please just pipe down.
Incredibly low.
Oh,
Why are you blowing up our target?
take the entire Cincinnati offense? Boyd, Higgins, Burrow?
There you go.
shut the stream off?
Yeah.
She's over.
But for other reasons.
You promise?
We're not even halfway done.
Tell me about it.
Pete,
Isaiah Spiller.
I think what?
how many drafts do you think you did last offseason? Because you didn't start this early last offseason. You probably started.
I think I ended up having like 310 teams or something.
Okay.
I maxed BBM and then had.
For some reason, I,
don't
was
know, like
expecting
some-
like 500. In my
No,
head.
I'm not. I'm not on like the Eagles.
Oh, you're also a slow
Hertzig
drafter.
level. Yeah, but that plays to my strengths.
But
that
not
should be a case for getting more drafts
quantity.
done.
Okay.
I think my plan this year will be I will try to live draft most of BBMs.
Yeah.
And then do lots of slow drafts for the smaller ones.
Why is that?
Because I do agree with people that there's more of an edge in the live draft.
Yeah.
So then spend that time with the biggest prize pool.
Got it.
But
You can have more at one time for the puppies, let's say, that then close in 5 days.
yeah.
And you can stretch those out and have more information than everyone else who was doing the live draft in the moment.
Yeah, and it's just being able to batch it. Like, you could be in a ton of drafts
Right.
and just check, 3 times, once in the morning, afternoon, evening, and just batch do your picks.
Right.
But people don't get as frazzled. People don't,
Yeah.
miss their stacks as much. It's much more efficient.
I don't know who to
I'm still in on Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
There are some friends of ours who have been calling Trevor Lawrence a bust for weeks.
Really? Who's that?
That doesn't sound like a good
There's
friend.
a Chasing Ship show out there that someone.
Never heard of it.
I'm not on the Trevor Lawrence is a bust.
No. I'm a huge Pat Kerrane fan, but Pat Kerrane is very much driving the Trevor Lawrence is a bust train.
Yeah, we need to give him.
I think Trevor just when you line up everything on a script of that win against Trevor Lawrence in his rookie season, you couldn't have written it any worse.
Yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
good.
Every single thing.
I
He's
just
going to have a lot of turnovers no matter what, like in every single year of his career, I think. He's going to throw some bonehead interceptions.
The saddest part about the situation, there's just like no way I'm going back to watch Trevor Lawrence film to like actually make a decision for myself. I'm just gonna let it ride out and just be like, he's not a bust yet. It's gonna be one of those situations. I'm in.
All right, Josh. I kind of like this pocket for us here. I'm eyeing either Ramondre or one of the tight ends. What do you think?
Ramondre or one of the tight ends.
Freiermuth or Fant, probably.
Yeah. I mean, to me, Freiermuth is like touchdown upside. And, man, I just can't cheer for anyone with Mason Rudolph. And, like, that seems to be
there's
an
no
avenue.
way.
That
Mason
certainly
Rudolph.
seems to be an
There's
avenue
no
out for
way.
them right now.
No way.
There's a lot of rumors about Pitt in the quarterback class right now.
Yeah.
Supposedly they really like Malik
Pickett.
Willis. Pickett and
And Malik
Willis. Yeah,
Willis.
I've heard a lot of those pairings.
I'd go Ramondre.
Yeah. I like that. I might still be able to get one of these tight ends, too.
That
On the route.
Patriots offense, I don't think changes that much from what we saw last year. And I think people forget because of how they closed the season. It took them like 6 weeks to establish their identity as being a, bully offense because the offensive line early in the season was awful.
Man, if they got a couple legit weapons on the outside though,
Because there was also a period where they said we are best in 3 wide receivers and we're just gonna have Mac throw the football quickly. There was 2 or 3 games like that. So there's a bunch of ways they can go.
Are we willing to sacrifice Calvin Ridley in fantasy to get the Patriots offense to be watchable?
Oh, good point.
You want Calvin Ridley in fantasy? You want him somewhere else?
I want him in Atlanta.
Well,
I'm a Falcons
Yeah, you're a
fan.
Falcons fan. Good
I don't
point.
understand this situation there.
I don't really
Like how he could just be like,
So-
let's just part ways. Like, no.
yeah.
How
So
about no?
so Garofalo goes on these shows and he knows more information. He's just not sharing it. You can kind of read between the lines.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like the Falcons and Calvin Ridley aren't even speaking still. And he doesn't have ill will towards that organization. It just sounds like things outside of that team want him to leave the area. That's what keeps getting referenced. It's like not about, Arthur Blank or Arthur Smith. It's something going on in his personal life that looks like a better restart. That's basically word for what Garofalo was saying.
You
I'm
think
not
he
putting
needs to
words
go
in
to
his
like
mouth.
a city that's not
Just a
as
fresh
crazy?
start somewhere.
He's gonna
I
end
have
up.
no idea.
No clue. And there's been no other information beyond that past.
Where's like the smallest
He's from Florida,
Where's the least poppin' like city he could end up in?
Jacksonville.
Buffalo.
Shit. If Calvin really goes to Buffalo. Damn.
Okay. If you're the Bills, would you trade Gabe Davis for Calvin Ridley? I mean, this is all just
what
theoretical.
what are we doing here? Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think
I see what you did there.
Arthur Blank would fire everybody if that happened.
Well, but I mean, this is also the point we are in the NFL now, where players are forcing themselves out of teams, and it's not that big of a deal.
It's ridiculous. I don't think they should have any power.
Give the power back to the owners.
Glad someone's standing up for them.
So we have Michael Gallup going as wide receiver 53. I would put that Hayden at what, 12% that he re-signs with the Cowboys?
Well, he's got the ACL too, right?
Yeah. They don't have that much money. They need to keep Schultzy. So
And I am a crazy person and absolutely am back in on Will Fuller at wide receiver 55.
William Fuller.
He's not going to be back in Miami, is he?
No, it was just a one-year deal. But we are wish casting Will Fuller to wind up in the Los Angeles area with Justin Herbert as the outside vertical threat instead of Jalen Guyton. That would be unbelievable.
Mike Williams is
Do you think they'd trade Jalen Guyton for William Fuller?
I think the Dolphins need to
You know
trade
what?
for Kareem Hunt.
I got you there. I took Fuller for you.
Thank you.
Jack, how's your team looking?
My team's fire.
You think about
you want to defend your Jameson pick?
Yeah.
What do you mean defend?
75 picks ahead of ADP coming
Is that
off
gonna
an
be
ACL and a rookie whose team we don't know.
he's not gonna be on the field till November. We assumed you saw him at a party last night or something.
And then he'll have Jamar Chase level production.
Quickly, I think, and he was just taken, but Alexander Madison, I believe the deeper we get into draft season, the more valuable those types of backs people are going to realize in best ball, because he was way undervalued in comparison to Tony Pollard. We saw what Rashad Penny did at the end of the season. I mean, these are winners in terms of fantasy weeks when they're out there. And I feel like because they don't have the top role that you're drafting them for, people don't want to draft them in like the 11th, 12th, 13th round territory.
Dalvin's also getting sued right now. So
Was there any like clarification on that
Nope.
situation?
I think soon. I have no idea though.
we should bring in a lawyer. We should hire a lawyer.
NFL's fun,
Yeah.
you know?
We got our fantasy doctors. You know, we need our fantasy lawyers.
We need more niche down. Yeah, we need more people in the trenches.
How do we feel about Julio Jones as wide receiver 64?
So disrespectful.
I think Nick should take him.
I'm gonna take him next round. I can't let him get embarrassed like this.
Visca off the board already. People are back in.
Yeah, actually, when we were recording yesterday, you were talking about trying. I had a note to follow up with you. You said you wanted Isaiah McKenzie to go to Jacksonville to be
A
their
good
play in
football
the
player?
slot.
To be a
No, and
hybrid player.
I just wanted to say the Jags already have their slot man of the future.
I said speed. I said catching.
I said
I
power.
said separation, explosiveness.
Hey, if you're betting on that Trevor Lawrence bounce back,
It's not LaVisca. LaVisca
No, it
was
is.
the worst player on that offense
it's a
this season.
joint ticket.
Got you.
They
Julio.
both make each other better. Josh.
No.
Yes.
LaVisca Chenault makes no one better. He's like Cordero Patterson, but without speed.
I'm not going to just sit here and take this. This is verbal abuse. Can I talk to HR?
Draft your guy. Wait, Visca already went.
All right.
Pete, you got 7 wide receivers. Like, let's spice it up.
I am. I'm trying.
I'm-
You at the big
One
dogs.
serious point on LaVisca Chenault. I do want to make this.
Hang on. We need to make a serious pick, and then we can make a serious point.
We can make some-
You
One thing
can't play
after
wide
another.
receiver when you can't separate, and he is probably the worst separator
I
in the
said,
NFL.
can't we table it? And then you didn't table it. We need to discuss Hunter Henry, Cole Kmet, Tyler Higbee for the stack, or also grabbing another QB, looking at Tannehill.
I don't think Cole Kmet belongs in the grouping with the Tyler Higbees and the Hunter Henrys of the world.
I already have a bet on Ramondre. We just grab every single Patriots touchdown next year with 2 picks.
Let's do it.
Ramondre and Hunter
All
Henry.
14 of them.
Rashad White. Rookie class steal.
Josh, good.
I think you're just making up names. I haven't taken a look at this
No,
at
Rashad
all.
Do
White's
your
a baller.
job, Josh.
Baller.
Start watching some
I will.
Rashad White tape.
I'll have 2 mock drafts this
Arizona
year.
State. Awesome player.
How many mock draft updates are you going to have?
Brett.
You know how some people might
Have you
flip over to
watched any Rashad
quantity?
White?
Yeah.
No,
You're
doing
going
the opposite.
quality?
I'm just going to do
Arizona
2.
State?
Wow.
Yeah. He's a player.
Who do you want? Is South Carolina kid?
Kevin Harris.
No. Z White, also white.
Okay.
Really?
Couldn't jump like 40 inches.
Wait, Zamir White?
No.
That's really good.
Quick.
Zonovan?
He was just a Senior Bowl.
Okay.
Completely uncomfortable. Imagine like Jared McKinnon, but not made of glass.
Derek Green, but good at football.
Jared McKinnon's a good football player.
Yeah.
He got hurt a lot.
Okay.
Quick shout out to Brett, by the way. I remember you doing maybe a live draft with us, but someone else, and you're like, Khalil Herbert is going to be good, and he's amazing.
He's awesome.
He's amazing. Now,
I remember
maybe
me
projecting that he can
yamming
take
about
over
him,
for
yeah.
David Montgomery is a bit of a stretch because the Bears obviously didn't think that. But Khalil Herbert's an awesome player. Like, you were way ahead of all of that. Way ahead.
Bro, what
And
kind
he
of
wasn't on my
cocktails
radar at
you
all.
making
Huh?
today? What kind of cocktails you making today?
I forgot to make my jalapeno honey. So
That was brought up at a dinner. I
Yeah.
mean, there was some excitement around the house.
Sam, can we get this man the ingredients?
if we go to the store and you got a blender, I can make it for you.
I'm not sure if this Airbnb establishment has a blender. We'll see.
Dude, it has to. I feel like that coffee machine is also part blender.
Does it take batteries? Question.
That's a
Mezcal,
problem.
tequila, lemon juice, and homemade jalapeno honey syrup.
Oh. What's the name? Like of the
California.
Straight up. It's like Ichiro. No last name.
Cher,
Prince,
Adele.
Beyonce,
Burrow.
It's like spicy version.
Snoop Dogg.
Tyreek.
Donovan's Peoples Jones.
Visca.
Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis.
All right.
Oh, by the way, Kyle Phillips, UCLA.
Okay.
I was really disappointed Charbonnet wasn't coming out. I liked him a lot.
People love John Mechie, right?
Didn't he get hurt too? I think he tore his ACL at the end of the year as well. Oh,
No?
Nick, did you just
Not
get
named Brett
auto-drafted?
Coleman. People like him.
No, I picked Cole Kmet.
He's
Okay.
fine.
What do you
There was a huge drop off
Really?
at the Bama
Couldn't help
receivers
but
this
notice
year.
Cole
Got
Kmet was at the top of the
Jameson,
queue.
I didn't
Okay.
Jameson's the
Cole Kmet.
that man though.
Seri-
Jameson's a beast.
Serious comment, though. We are almost assured that Cole Beasley is not going to be in the Buffalo Bills. So either Isaiah McKenzie becomes the Buffalo Bills slot wide receiver, or Isaiah McKenzie gets paid a lot of money to not go back to Buffalo by someone else to be
He
their
wants
player.
to talk about this guy.
And he is
so
wide receiver
bad.
81. Wide receiver 81 on offense, again, that we just talked about.
This
We want
kid
all the
can eat
pieces
him
for.
in one
I'm not
bite.
even saying just to Jacksonville, but to anywhere else. Again, either he goes back to Buffalo and becomes their slot receiver plus manufactured touch player, or he goes somewhere else and gets paid a lot of money to be a starting wide
I'm
receiver.
sick of your Isaiah McKenzie agenda. Stop shoving it down.
Does that
our
sound
throats.
wrong?
He's 27
Fine
years
with me.
old.
He's great.
5'7", 170.
Isaiah
Josh,
McKenzie's
you need to rethink this,
incredible.
buddy.
Hey, Nick, he can run a crossing route. You would
Yes. He's great.
I believe it.
This is football, not the Summer Olympics, Josh.
You know what his career high in receiving yards is? Yes.
106.
I mean, the fact that that's what you said, I don't know how you have that much belief. It's 282.
Oh, for the season. I'm saying one game. What's one game?
I don't know. Well, his career high for
Okay,
a
we're
full
gonna look
season is
this up.
282.
'Cause
So
I-
that game can't be that
He did
fucking
some
high.
bad things. That one.
I think it might
Patriots
be. Yeah,
corner.
I think it might be 106. Yeah, I mean, he
Best
he
comparable
crushed
on
on those
player
crossing
profiler?
routes with the middle of the field.
Mario Alford.
Wow, lighting on the stream.
125.
I got to
So-
figure out how to do this when I'm back home.
Yeah,
Whatever
he
you
had
guys
11
going on
catches on 12 targets for 125 yards and a touchdown against Bill Belichick. Not bad.
here. It's a quandary.
Not bad.
Okay. Dude, there's a lot of guys in this class that are like six, like built. You know, like 6'1", 215. It's interesting.
jumps out the gym.
Okay.
Can't cover.
All right.
Get him in like the 18th round or whatever.
So Quandre White, Brett Coleman's husband for the year.
Got it.
Also the North Dakota State receiver.
Christian Watson.
Yes.
I was watching him. Yeah, he looked really good. You were at the Senior Bowl. I suppose.
I was at Shrine.
Okay. Suppose he looked super good at the Senior Bowl too.
Talk to Galco.
Yeah.
Nice. Love Galco.
He
Good
was
guy.
At, Calvin, or, Christian Watson was actually supposed to go to Shrine for a long time.
You're saying names I don't know yet.
So
I don't
know.
know. No. No. I haven't
No,
looked.
he's like the wide receiver 6 in his class.
I don't know anyone yet. Firm. No, I haven't looked at a single thing.
Dotson?
Yeah, and he's on vacation for the
So
next
Christian
10 days after this too. So
This
we're
is
coming
true
into
as
the
well.
combine. He's not going to know anybody.
This is true.
He's
Hey,
So
it-
tune into our show.
what I am doing last year, I had 2 months off from work, and then somehow accomplish mock draft glory. I'm just trying to, recreate that this year by still being employed but not doing work for 2 months ahead of time.
Have me on some streams. We'll talk about it. You'll be okay.
Do you think Logan Thomas is going to be fine?
I feel like every single player we've talked about today has a torn ACL.
I know.
What the hell is going on?
Yeah, dude,
You're still looking for tight end, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and I'm getting a 20 pick discount on him right here.
I
Also
know
have McLaurin already.
Why
that
not?
some close to Cleveland believe that maybe like Austin Hooper's out of there and David Njoku gets a little bump up, but I'll believe that when I see it.
Wait, isn't Njoku a free agent?
He is, yeah.
Yeah. So Harrison Bryant could be next man up.
Maybe so.
Huh? Yeah, it's good. Okay, how about this one? Robert Tonyan was going as like tight end 11 last year, and now he's
Another
tight end
ACL.
27.
No.
Yeah, but that was really early in the year. Really early in the year.
You're looking forward to that Jordan Love, Robert Tonyan
right now.
connection?
I am. Now, was he correct in going as tight end 11? Absolutely not, because it was all touchdown based the previous year. All of it.
Jack got influenced to take Isaiah McKenzie from your monologue.
Thank you. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Maybe by the Jaguars.
Thank you. What a call that would
Hate
be.
to see him coming off the bench. I don't know how that would be for a 14.
Oh, Mecole Hardman.
This
In
might be the
round
first
14.
year where Mecole Hardman
sounds right.
actually,
I know.
actually a value.
I know. Sounds right.
Miko,
Okay, Hayden, you have done rankings. You've looked at all the ADPs. Which player, if you had to plant your flag on, do you think his ADP is going to climb the most post-draft? Not rookies. Like when Best Ball Mania 3 opens, let's say roughly around a few days after the 2022 NFL Draft.
I mean,
You're getting mad at me for wide receivers? Jack has 9.
yeah, but Jack's like you said, there's basically 11 players in this draft.
I was going to say like Fournette or Connor is going to land in a 3-back role.
Yep,
and
because-
then they're just going to go right back up. One of them. I don't know which one.
One running back from free agency is going to be like the huge winner in terms of a 1-year contract or a 2-year contract somewhere. There is a conversation to be had about former like bell cow running backs with like the public being down in their perception, but then going again to a decent offense like we talked about with James Conner last year. Like that profile, I think gets undervalued during this
There
process.
could be, but I feel like more often than not that doesn't hit. Because you think of a couple like
Interesting.
Le'Veon Bell, Todd Gurley, David Johnson, like all up in the air. And even like Fournette that year was in that and also didn't hit.
There was a period, Todd Gurley with the Falcons, where he was just scoring touchdowns for like the first 8 games,
That's fair.
But he was being drafted out of whack in that department.
Yeah. Oh my God. You guys let me hit the quadruple Cincinnati pass catching stack. Out of control.
Gronk.
Dude, I genuinely
Burrow?
think
Oh, you
Gronk-
believe that?
Here's the thing. Gronk, that clip, remember when he was going to retire if they were going to trade him to Detroit?
Yep.
He doesn't play in Tampa next year. There's
Right.
no
He
shot.
gets what
so
he
he's going
wants.
to play, and the fact that he's talking about another quarterback to play with tells me that he still wants to play football.
Yep.
He's either going to retire or play where he wants to play.
Yep.
And I think he's going to play, and I think he's going to go to Cincinnati.
I actually like that.
Yeah. I think there's a
I like
really,
that thought
really good
process.
chance that he's going to end up in Cincinnati.
Uzoma is a free agent too, so.
Yeah.
So
Uzoma seems like the nicest guy in the world, by the way. Have you seen those
Great
interviews?
smile.
No.
Yeah.
great smile.
I hope we get the chili bath from him that he's been promising.
Have you had Cincinnati chili before?
I don't know if I have.
That they put it on spaghetti?
I
Skyline
definitely
chili?
have not had that. No.
You not know that? That's Skyline chili.
No, that
they
sounds,
dump it
that
on
sounds
spaghetti.
delicious.
It looks like diarrhea.
I think there's like chocolate in it, right?
Whoa.
Just like chocolate.
Cinnamon?
I'm
Yeah.
doubling.
You're all the way in.
Double
now.
order?
You're all the way
Gummy
in.
bears?
You could. We have them in the back.
I know. Well, it sounded immediately, at first it sounded just like pasta with meat sauce. When you say chili, it sounds a little different, but it just sounds like
Yeah.
pasta with meat sauce.
All right.
Chocolate?
I know we joked, but if anyone needs a running back, Trey Sermon at running back 65
Oh yeah.
is interesting.
I'll do
What about
it.
Sony Michel? You
Yeah.
don't think he can land somewhere else and have a real role?
Sony overs, Super Bowl 56.
There's no way that backfires.
Underdog fantasy?
man.
I know.
Out of all things, you want
Why
you want
do
the
I
backup
always
running
pick
back on
these
their overs.
random ass players on the fringes? That's me. See, now rookies make me think of old, like Brian Robinson is now making me think of Brian Robeson, the edge rusher for the. You remember that? Yeah.
No defense player.
Vikings.
Yeah, I was
I
about
know,
to say,
I
like, I
know.
don't know.
What's our? We think this kid Trey McBride can contribute year one.
No idea.
I haven't got to any tight ends.
People seem hype on him, but
Young tight ends is a pitfall.
was that a pun? A pitfall?
It is pretty incredible though that like he's out there coming close and out to breaking rookie records all time, and we're all just incredibly frustrated by him all season long too.
Well,
Yeah.
he had like 2 good games, and they were against horrible defenses,
Yeah.
and then we just got let down for the next like
Yeah.
7 weeks.
Maybe I'll just take your new Joku play as my third tight end.
Brevin Jordan had a nice end to that
Yeah.
season.
You could go.
You can dive back in on Adam Troutman.
No. You really shouldn't.
Okay, what if Dalton Schultz leaves and Blake Jarwin is there in Dallas by himself?
Yeah.
Because Dalton Schultz is a free agent.
I hope Deonta Foreman gets a job somewhere too.
That was an interesting. Didn't have jobs last year. A major question. We believe he has a starting job somewhere in 2022. I know he's coming off an injury, but we believe that. Yes,
I guess maybe half a year.
I don't know if I believe
because
it.
this rookie class is nowhere near the level of last year's rookie class when you had 4 starters, right? So some of these fringe quarterbacks are now going to get thrust into starting jobs around the league to go along with these retirements we see.
I
think Mitchell Trubisky is getting a starting job this offseason.
Really.
How many starting quarterbacks do we have?
You have 32.
You think Trubisky's one of them? And
I think
Jameis
Mitchell
and
Trubisky is going to get a starting job this offseason. Not saying I would do it, but
it's going to be like Trubisky versus Daniel Jones.
Mason Rudolph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mitch over Mason.
I think the league was so out on Matt Nagy that they
Trubisky
see
or Baker?
that. Okay,
He's looked good
here's
in
a
very
question:
small
Fair.
glimpses.
what if Brian Daboll brings Mitchell Trubisky with him to the New York Giants as
Yeah.
competition
And then
with
he'll
Daniel
be backup.
Jones? No, as competition with Daniel Jones. After spending a year with him in Buffalo as
I'll
the
take
backup
Baker.
quarterback.
Baker.
I could
Baker.
see it.
Yeah,
I could see it. But I could also see a street out there that would love to walk into.
well, Jimmy's going. That is going to be a fascinating case study too, because what a place to shine he was in for what he does well.
Brett, did you say you like Zamir White?
Took one year at South Carolina.
Okay.
I don't even know if he's on the board.
Like, does Marcus Mariota get his starting job?
I don't
No,
see him.
It's not
No.
bad. He's
No
not
way.
a thumper, though.
Okay. I don't like thumpers.
Thump God.
I mean, they're all going over Sam Darnold.
Well, of those 3, Wentz, Winston, Mayfield, I have the most confidence that Baker is going to be a starting quarterback next year.
I think Wentz is staying the starter. In
I think so too.
By the way, Malik Willis is on the top 5.
Dude, I like Malik too. Fucking,
Probably
I feel like
houses
he's-
in Michigan right now.
I feel like
Yeah.
he's way more accurate than people are giving him credit for. He's got a cannon arm and he's looking pretty good. Yeah. It's nonsense.
Lions. Is that what we're thinking? Yeah. I've seen that. I've seen it.
Jared Goff's better.
No comment. No comment. AJ Green, the disrespect again at wide receiver 105.
This guy.
People. I'm
Where
just
do you
scrolling
think-
down lists now.
Where do you think you should be
Swagnew?
going, Josh?
Yeah.
116?
Dude, he also broke his leg, man. You guys haven't drafted a single guy that could walk right now.
Yet all are going ahead of Jalen Rager at wide receiver 124. Rightfully so. The Jalen Reagor, Christian Wilkerson dynamic back to back.
So Nick, 19th and 20th rounds. What are you gonna be chatting about in the streams?
Dude, I
Those
didn't even
last-
know
those
they
last two
existed
picks.
until about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, no.
That's probably when I go to the bathroom. Or something.
All right.
Like, y'all have fun.
Just hit the hold music.
Make a PB and J.
Yeah.
Snack time. It gets dire. Rounds
Not
19
good.
and 20.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's not bad at this point in the preseason because you could still get guys that you know are going to shoot up the draft board.
Yeah.
But like by the time July, August roll around, 19th, 20th round is going to be brutal.
I see some running
There's some
backs.
values there, though.
Yeah.
Like, there's going to be tremendous value. It's just the right narrative to work it out for you.
I mean, Zach Moss should get drafted. He's
Okay.
way down there. Chris Evans should get drafted. Devontae Booker's pretty highly paid behind Saquon.
So,
like,
question.
there's some guys.
P. Ryan should probably be
Here
on.
we
P.
are.
Ryan should get drafted.
We're in round 18. Is this where we say, okay, if everything goes right for this player, he's going to be a value? Let's say KJ Hamler with the Denver Broncos. If they
I've
get Aaron
been eyeing
Rodgers,
him. Yeah.
KJ Hamler is the vertical
Torn
MVS.
ACL again.
I mean, but
Another torn ACL.
yeah, but these guys come back.
What the hell?
These guys come back and play. You're acting like that's the end of their career.
Well, he's also the wide receiver 4 on his own team. They've signed Patrick long term, Cortland Sutton long term.
But
They just drafted
it
Jerry
plays different
Jeudy.
roles.
They have 2 tight ends.
Plays
We think
different roles in all
Javonte is
of
going to
them.
be
It's just one play game, Hayden. That's all we
Alright.
need.
Plays
from
different
him.
roles in all of
fair
them.
enough.
Look at this fucking name.
Holy
Just
cow.
finding holes in a
Ramad
round
Chikwala
18 selection.
Bowman?
I'm painting the correct picture, the positive
Google
picture,
that one.
the optimist in a
Oh,
burner.
that didn't work.
Might have to take Sky Moore for the brand.
Do we know anything about Justin Ross? Because I know that like that used to be a
Yeah, he was
big name.
He balled out his freshman year with Trevor Lawrence, and then he's dealt with like some serious injuries after that.
Okay.
So they're like a legitimate concern.
Is it like a back injury, like a neck
It was,
injury? It's
yeah, I
something
think it was like
that, isn't it?
a spinal
neck,
fusion
yeah.
kind of shit.
So has he played since then or no?
Yeah,
he
but not
played-
productive.
He
really.
played with like who was the Clemson quarterback this year?
DJ?
He was like
Yeah.
awful, so it didn't
Right.
help Justin Ross. But
Even though he
like-
was like the number 1 recruit on private jets and stuff.
Yeah. But Ross was like supposed to be a really big time player after his
Right.
freshman year, but his statistics and the injuries kind of derailed him. But a lot of people are going to make the case that like he has a lot of upside. He's talented. Just there are very bright red flags.
Right.
Oh fuck. Okay, actually, I put Amari Rodgers in my queue. So the Green Bay Packers have literally no wide receiver on contract except for Randall Cobb, who they said they're already moving away from.
Yeah, Lazard is a restricted free agent, so he's probably back.
Okay.
But MVS probably gone. They'll franchise tag Devontae at the very worst.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're gonna part with Cobb, but MVS is probably gone. Lazard.
I'm gonna guess it's gonna be like Lazard on the outside with Adams, and then they're gonna try to get Amari Rodgers in the slot a little bit.
Like,
but
Rodgers has got to be bad if he can't
dude,
get onto the field.
they
with the
Packers
this year.
Twitter hates this dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough.
He's
out
like
there
he's
for
like
him.
a
Not even as a punt returner, they don't like him.
no,
he's like a
nothing
really
about him.
bad version of Debo, where he's like supposed to be really good with the ball in his hands, but he's also like really small and really slow.
I've got a late round wide receiver, Devin Duvernay in the slot.
Okay.
You got Lamar Jackson. He's gonna be starting. He's got like 4.39 wheels, no torn ACL. I'm in.
Okay. First bet of the season. Friendly wager. KJ Hamler versus Devin Duvernay.
Yeah, I got
That's
you.
fair.
Okay.
There we go.
Things are heating up, folks.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Sky
is-
Moore love. I'm not.
I had to take Sky Moore.
Tutu
Brand
Atwell
play.
at wide receiver 138. How the
Sounds about
the
right.
fallen have fallen.
One of my favorite tweets of last year was like, it was one of the Rams game had like an insane amount of wind, and someone was like, "Thank God, Tutu Atwell's not
Silva.
out there."
That was Silva.
That was
So he's gonna
great
get blown
tweet.
away. Yeah, he's gonna get blown away.
149 pounds. Same round as AJ Brown and DK Metcalf 2 years earlier. Okay.
Justin Jackson. I mean,
Yeah.
he was somebody that was playing some snaps last year.
Yeah, he's like everyone's like favorite player who will just never really get.
Is Samaje Perine a free agent after this
He's
season?
back, but cut
He's back.
candidate.
Because Chris Evans has some receiving chops. He only had like 5 opportunities all year and even the preseason, but he had some vertical routes of like 45 yards. And he's a freak athlete. Boston Scott, running back 85. I'm just looking down the
Don't
list
hate
here.
Pretty sure he's restricted free agent. He could be back.
Let's do some Justin Jackson.
Yeah, I feel like Justin Jackson's going way too late. I
Yeah.
mean, they did not even give the other guys the ball at all. It was just him. So
They do not like Larry Roundtree.
no,
He's their version of Trey Sermon.
unfortunately, yes.
Did Trey Sermon go?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did. Who else?
See, I feel like this is why I don't want to draft tight ends. Like, out of all the players that are on the board, like
Tight
right now,
end's
you
the
get like,
most.
well, I feel like right now I would rather have Jonnu Smith in like this rookie tight end that's supposed to go like top 50, Blake Jarwin. Like these guys are gonna be like starting, like versus like all these wide receivers that are like,
Yeah.
they're wide receiver fours. I'd rather wait on tight end and just keep grabbing these guys.
Like, I know the optimism is constant with Irv Smith, but like when Tyler Conklin was in there, Tyler Conklin was pretty damn good, you know?
Yeah.
And he's still out there as tight end 32.
Irv's never done anything but let me
Ever.
down.
He's done nothing.
Just breaks your heart.
Yeah, it took him
Sorry,
over
I'm
Elijah
being-
Moore.
I'm being
in
too
the
negative
Dynasty
on the
startup last year. Just
Really?
needed to get that off my chest. yeah.
Wow.
I had like a pick 3 picks later, and I thought I was definitely getting more. Huge L.
Down bad.
Very. Haven't stopped thinking about it.
Hey, I know I can sense your happiness. There's still a full round left in this draft for the rest of the entire draft season. Round 20. Yep.
Tough
I
scene.
feel like it should be like a themed round, you know?
Yeah,
Bring some.
you're right. There
Has
needs
to be
to be like an
something.
energy pickup.
Yep.
Maybe I'll
Like,
like
you play Sandstorm for the final round of every
or like
single
the
one.
19th round hits, and then I take my Adderall or something. There's your boy Christian Watson.
What's the deal with him? I would see his name on Twitter all the time.
He was Trey Lance's #1 target back at Dakota, and he's like 6'4", 210, just built super. A lot of comps like Martavis Bryant as a wide receiver, but probably
I'll take that.
a little bit crisper as a player.
Okay. Since we talked about the value of just quarterbacks in general, not saying high scoring here, but at the very least, like, you know, Jimmy G is going to be a starter somewhere this year. Why not take him in round 20? And if you get 2 to 3 weeks out of him on your list, like in your team, that's a win as the 20th selection. No?
Why would you take Jimmy G when Mitch Trubisky is a guaranteed
No.
starter next year?
In the pecking order, in the totem pole of starting quarterbacks,
That's
Jimmy
fair.
G is more likely to get a starting job this offseason.
No, it's not a bad thought, which is going to lead me to do exactly that right now. Maybe Josh. I'm gonna go. You think 3 quarterbacks, 3 tight ends is outrageous? Not with 20 rounds, right?
I think the standard's going to be like 3, 5, whatever the wide receivers 3 or something like that.
Yeah. Well, especially I think in the tournaments, I'll be more willing like to go 2s at times if I get elite guys. But in a 12-man league, I wanted 3 at both of those.
I feel like we're going to see some weird things like 4 running backs early and then like
None.
freaking 4 tight ends late. I think we're going to see like a lot of weird things. this
Hayden,
year.
as your starting quarterback, would you rather have Taysom Hill or Mitchell Trubisky starring an NFL franchise?
Jimmy G. It's got to be.
No, Mitch or Taysom Hill.
Trubisky,
Wait, what?
Taysom.
So, like, if you're the
stinks.
Saints, let's
Oh.
say, and Dennis Allen takes over, and you know you have a new play caller. So that's what I'm saying. There's going to be options for Mitchell Trubisky to be. I can't believe I'm ending this fucking stream talking about Mitchell Trubisky
out.
starting quarterback in the NFL.
That's fair.
We're
Find someone who looks at you the way Josh looks at fringe.
Josh,
NFL
wait, Josh, you
quarterbacks
know
in
who else?
February.
You know who else loves Mitch? Animal. He's really excited for Mitch to get a job elsewhere. I'm serious.
It's been determined I've spent way too much time with Animal this
Yeah.
year.
Oh, I know.
This is why.
It's probably rubbing. You probably don't even know, but the reason you like him is Animal probably brought him up multiple times.
Trubisky to the Broncos.
Oh,
I mean,
that'd be amazing.
You're in.
we
Snapchat,
just named
snap,
4 or
snap,
5
snap,
places where he's an
What's
upgrade.
your last pick? Where is he? Where's this coward?
Who is this Weidemeyer guy?
Top 50 pick, right?
Rookie tight end. He'll probably be the tight end 1, I think, in this class. At Texas A&M. Biami. That's a good pick. I like Biami.
There
All
we go.
right, we are officially wrapped on the first postseason Is this preseason or postseason?
It's
It's the
between
new
seasons.
Best ball season.
Just
It's the middle
season?
area.
Saison.
Yeah.
Yes, 20 rounds. That's probably news to you guys because it's news to me as well. Everyone included in this room, their Twitter handles are down below. But most importantly, the Underdog Fantasy YouTube channel. Subscribe. We'll be streaming for 3 to 4 hours pre-Super Bowl tomorrow.
2 Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific.
The
Tuesday,
road to
11 a.m.
10K starts
Thank
now.
you.
Boom. Yeah, let's get
Thanks
them
for saying
to
that,
10K,
so I don't have
please. And go check out Underdog Fantasy, the app. The link down there will take you right to your app store if you don't already have it. Joe Burrow, over 1 passing yard. Use promo code.
Pete,
Anyone want to make money?
Nick.
Jack.
It's not even Nick. But I love
Not
that.
anyone's but Jack's.
Do I get Nick? Does Nick fall under my umbrella?
We can get you Nick. I
You can
bet.
do that for
The
me?
show.
Yeah, we can make
show.
that happen.
All right, we love you. Hit the button that looks like this down there, and we're out of here. Thank you.